the barefoot marathon runner, Abebe Bikila, to keep Kano in Kenya. We saw there was a balance in terms of distance running in sprints, but then that balance tipped. Over the years, a lot of things went wrong, and today we'll sit and talk about the glory years, the golden generation. What your recollection, in terms of who were your compatriots in those years, and what your leadership, what did your leadership mean to those younger ones who were coming up behind you?
Well, again, it goes back to character. For me, when I first started running, I was like I said earlier, I was a sprinter. Chidi Imo came from nowhere. He beat me 1-2, and then and he would come and train with me. As much as I competed against him, I was a little bit before him. But we built relationship. See, and there's relationship and there's relationship illness. But what we built those days was we built relationship. Sunday Uti, who had the Nigerian record before I broke it, used to come and train with me. The thing those days was there was unity. We went to the World University Games. Ajayi Agbabuku won the gold in triple jump. Yusuf Ali won the gold in the long jump. I won the gold in the 200. Chidimo won the gold in the 100. Okay, this was unheard of. But that came from everybody thirsting to be the best. We talked about our workouts. We shared what we did. We were united. But today is about me, myself, and I. Selfishness. I me, I this, I that. That's what it is. And if you look at the word sin, the letter in the middle is I. Okay, I leave it there. Okay,
right.
So that's one thing, and also too, the other thing that if you look at Nigeria, Ghana, all those countries had some of the best. Even before me was a horse when he had dreadlocks. Sprinter from Ghana, short guy, great guy. What's his name again? What's his name? It was before me, and I ran against him here and there.
Okay, you got me on that. I got to dig that one up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to dig it up. I forgot it, but he was. He took me in. When I met Don Quarry, he took me in. When I met what's the guy's name? Alberto Wintorino, he took me in. When I met Pietro Menea, those days, there was respect for those coming up. They looked down and pulled us up. And then the thing is, this is the problem. Okay, if a nation forgets their history, right, then they will never be any better from what they used to be.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Nigeria forgot its history. When I was growing up, we had inter-house sports. The high schools, we had competition with the high schools to pick the teams. We had sports festivals. We had school sports. These were things we did. And again, we had administrators that were more concerned about developing athletes. Okay? But guess what? Today, Lord forgive me, but it's a fact of the matter. A lot of the officials are more interested in putting the money in their wallet.
That is true.
They don't care about the sport. They don't care about all they care about is, hey, I want to make that money. I've heard some of them say to me, hey, I'm not going to be in this for a long time, so I say it in broken English, I get my share.
Yeah.
Boy, I know, don't preach to me.
Yeah.
Now my time my time be this, make I get my own. And that's where we're at.
Yeah.
So Nigeria has lost that flavor. And what was that flavor? Nigeria, a typical example, in 2006, 2003 or 2004 when they had the African Games in Nigeria. Okay, I was still the African record holder. Did they bring me home? No.
No.
Okay, they brought Amadou Diaba. They brought everybody else, Frankie Frederick, everybody else. Okay, in Nigeria, charity begins abroad. In 2015, Nigeria gave. This is the shame, and Lord forgive me, but I'm gonna go there. Nigeria gave passports to athletes from different parts of the world to come to be Nigerians, just to come and represent Nigeria. That's all. That is an abomination. When you have a sea of talent.
It's more than a sea of talent. 180 million people. Yes, that's unconscionable. Yes.
Okay. And if you dig into if you shake the trees of and I'm going to say it like this, shake the trees of all these Jamaicans.
Yes.
Okay. Or this, if you go back to the roots,
yes,
they're probably from Nigeria or Ghana or West or South Africa. They're from somewhere. Their roots came from those places.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
So why are you going to go get if you're going to get athletes and give them passport, Nigerian passport, then we know they're not Nigerians. You give them passport, give the best the world has ever seen. But guess what they were given? Those that were that were up at the verge of retiring.
Oh boy!
So how can you? When I was growing up, guess what they used to say? This is the blessing of growing up. The young shall grow.
Right.
The young shall grow. But in Nigeria, unfortunately, the young are not growing.
Yeah, I think one of the things you just mentioned, and you mentioned a while back, you talk about people who value money and love money more than anything else, and then eventually what happened over the years, or my take on that will be that a lot of people on the outside looking in saw opportunity in sports to make money, and a lot of those people flocked to sports. They came in, but with the wrong intentions. They never had any idea about how to grow sports, to develop talent, to develop the grassroots part of sports, the schools, and from the primary to the secondary schools, to community sporting events. These people don't have any perspective on that, and unfortunately they've inundated. They've come into the sports, and they basically. And this is not just for Nigeria. This is across West Africa. You can see that, and they've come in with no knowledge whatsoever and no intentions on trying to learn, and understand the dynamics of how to grow and develop sports. And they've come in and literally just destroyed, what could have been today a powerhouse in terms of sporting talent. West Africa will never be short on talent. West Africa will never be. There was, I think, one of the Nations Cup where I think was how many teams that made it to the round of 8 or so was out of the 8 teams. I think there was 7 of them were from West Africa at the Africa Cup of Nations, and you can see the and not to say I'm downplaying the talent level in other parts of Africa, and I'm not at all, and because
you're absolutely correct.
Yes,
you're being honest,
right, but there was a time when there was this rise in achievement, and we would have thought that would have continued. The administrators would have looked at what they developed and how they could have enhanced and grown this. But in my mind, I feel also that most of these people who have come in are very short-sighted. They don't see the value in allowing sports to thrive to a point where they can still make money regardless, and they can even make more money if sports was to really thrive, and talents were to really be developed. But they didn't see that. They've come in for the crumbs, and they're struggling and fighting for the crumbs, and in the process, they're stifling, the development of sports across the sub-region, and Africa as a whole suffers some of that in so many regards, so too significantly with sports. You have given time. You yourself have given time, and you have tried to see how best you could get yourself involved to resuscitate, to bring back those glory days. Are you still engaged with people out there to try to see how best they can utilize your service and your inspiration?
Let me put it to you this way: two things. One, it says, "The nation without a vision shall perish." These are not my words. Okay, and that's someone's everything they just say. A lot of these people that get involved don't have vision. Their vision is me, myself, and I. Okay, they get involved. The next thing they do, they buy a Range Rover. They buy a house in Texas. That's it. That's all they try for. But then, to answer your question in that regard, I was the head coach in 2012. Right. From when the Olympic Games started to when it was over, I lost about maybe 14 pounds. Okay, because of the drama. Because some of the officials, because when you stand, if you don't stand for something, you're gonna fall for everything. Yeah. When you stand for something, you're gonna be attacked by everything. Okay. Yeah. And so that being said, it was nightmare on London streets. I was attacked to the point where I had to even meet with the sports minister, and and because of that, some of the top officials were banned from the games village. Okay, wow. That's how much confusion they were creating. They set all these traps for me. The day was after the Olympic Games, so we're gonna bring you home in 2012, so you'll be the head coach going into in 2016. But at the end of the day, they never contacted me, and I heard that they said, if you bring in us in, we're not gonna be able to do our
dirt.
Our make our deals. We're not gonna be able to have the ladies hang out with us. So all of that, okay? Right. So it's unfortunate because as parents, as elders now, I call it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Our dream and our goal and our vision is to see that the young grow, to see the young do better than we
Absolutely.
did. But if you don't have it, when you are in a corrupt state, okay, when you're in a corrupt state, things happen. Okay, yes. You get out. What's the word I'm looking for? You get kicked out to the curb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you're trying. When light and darkness. Light will always shine over darkness. You see, but when the darkness covers the light, right? The light still burns through. But,
yes.
So I say all that to say this. When you, and I don't say this. I've been blessed. I thank God for every opportunity. I've been blessed to compete at the highest level and to coach at the highest level. But when people don't see what you do, but instead of taking the good, they're looking at, well, if the good, if some people are not, if they're smart, what they will do is bring some of these coaches. And when I was growing up, guess who was the coach in Nigeria? Lee Evans. Guess who brought to Nigeria? Dr. What's his name? Tommy Smith and Dr. Carlos.
Yeah, John Carlos.
He was in Nigeria helping Coach Lee Evans coach. When Coach Lee Evans first met me, he looked at me and said, "Look at that kid, man. He was talking to Dr. Carlos. He said, oh, he walks like Bob Hayes. That kid could be a good sprinter." He said, that kid, and he told me, he said, one day he's probably going to break my world record. He's coaching to my life. I didn't think it. I thought the man was crazy. Okay? But thank God I was blessed that he was at the stadium when I set the African record at the African Games in Kenya when I ran 44:23. Okay? Okay,